Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
Hold fast your dreams by Louise Driscoll. Hold fast your dreams within your heart. Keep one still, secret spot where dreams may go, and sheltered so may thrive and grow where doubt and fear are not. Oh, keep a place apart within your heart for little dreams to go. Think still of lovely things that are not true. Let wish and magic work at will in you. Be sometimes blind to sorrow, make believe. Forget the calm that lies in disillusioned eyes. Though we all know that we must fly, yes, you and I may walk like gods and be even now in home in immorality. We see so many things, deceits and wrongs and failings. We know, at last we know, how quickly fade the color in the west, the bloom upon the flower, the bloom upon the breast, and youth's blind hour. Yet keep within your heart a place apart where little dreams may go, may thrive and grow. Hold fast your dreams.
Thank you, Vita. Welcome, family, friends, Ben Holt staff, and community to the 2013 Benjamin Holt College Preparatory Academy's graduation ceremony. Yes. Graduates, while tonight is about celebrating your accomplishments, we know that in order to stand on this stage now, you've had many stand beside you along the way. So because of that, please help me offer appreciation to these here tonight who have helped you reach this point. Well, graduation ceremony is an appropriate time for the principal to recognize employees who are retiring from the school. However, this evening, it isn't appropriate for the principal to recognize the retirees because the principal is the retiree. Gretchen Salvetti came to Ben Holt 7 years ago when the school was still finding itself. Her lone year in a Ben Holt mathematics classroom led her to the office she now occupies, the principal's office. So much can be said about her accomplishments over the past 7 years, but we only need to look at the state of Ben Holt today in order to appreciate what her leadership has fostered. Ben Holt stands as a recognized school of excellence, and it is poised to sustain that excellence for generations. Gretchen lives and breathes college for certain, and because of that, college is for certain for hundreds of Ben Holt graduates, including you who sit here tonight. On a personal note, she has been a tremendous mentor for me over the past year, but more importantly, she has become a dear friend. Graduates, community, please help me recognize and welcome to the podium, Mrs. Salvetti.
Good evening. I'd like to welcome Dr. Mary Welch, our area superintendent. Dr. Amy Fowler, Aspire's Senior Director of Secondary and Student Programs, who just earned her PhD from Harvard University last week. Parents and family members, guests, and the class of 2013. This is a beautiful venue, and I'm really pleased to be back here for our second year. As Mr. Palmquist said, this night should be totally about our graduating seniors, but it also happens to be my last graduation as principal. The class of 2013 and I began our journey together. They as sixth graders, and I as a first-year principal. OMG. It's been an amazingly quick 7 years. If you will indulge me a few extra comments, I will be grateful. In my college years at UOP, when I was known for my indecisiveness, I created a collage for the soffit of my room which said, "A wrong decision is better than no decision at all." Known for my indecisiveness, or what usually amounted to my parents ending choice conversations with, "Just make up your mind," I created the collage to help myself make good and timely decisions. It didn't always work, but I'm very sure of the rightness of 2 of my decisions. One is my career choice in education, and I will return to that in a second. And the other is my decision to have a family. My first year as principal, I received some flowers with a note that said, "Dear Mimi," and that's my grandmother name, "have a great school year. You are the best principal ever. Love, Bella. Soon to be here, Lucy, Max, and little AJ." That was when I had 3 grandchildren and 1 on the way, Miss Lucy. It's been hanging on my wall ever since. Of course, they had no idea what type of principal I would become or anything about Holt's successes and challenges, but their support was always unwavering. That makes me a very lucky mom and Mimi. I'm taking the note home with the hope that they also think I will be the best Mimi ever, including the 3 who arrived after the flowers. Since we are all about college, I have 2 sons, graduates of Santa Clara University and Fresno State University, 2 daughters-in-law, graduates of Santa Clara University and Sacramento State University, and the future graduates of Harvard, Stanford, Princeton, Yale, USC, and Notre Dame. Well, I could be slightly wrong about that, but honestly, my belief is I don't care where you go, just go. At this time, I'd like to take the opportunity to introduce my children and ask them to come up on the stage. My older son, AJ, his wife, Mindy, and their 3 children, Bella, Lucy, and Joey. And my second son, Nick, his wife, Jennifer, and their 3 children, Max, AJ, and Samantha. They are the delight and the loves of my life. Please come up. Lucy, AJ, Bella, Joey, Mindy, AJ, Max and Nick and Jennifer and Samantha. So. I'm proud of their many accomplishments and their parenting of the 6 children. I told them that I would bring them up early in my speech so that they could get the little ones home and get them to bed, especially the littlest one. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming. Thank you. To revisit my second decision, I come from a medical family. My grandfather was a doctor, my father was a doctor, my 2 brothers are doctors, and my sister is a nurse. I maintain, and they actually acknowledge, that there would be no medical degrees without the teachers of the world. Education has always felt right to me. So I've been honored to serve as a teacher and principal, and I will miss the ongoing presence of students in my life. Now, back to the reason for the evening. Tonight, the students in my life are these seniors. They've been both a pleasure and an occasional pain to educate. The pain involves some, shall we say, unfortunate choices in the last few weeks. They've been a little pranky. Oh, excuse me, I mean cranky. But the pleasure is magnificent. 10 of them. You can tell by the purple sashes that they wear. If you would please stand, if you have a purple sash. Those 10 have spent all of their years with Aspire. This group has earned 193 acceptances to a total of 38 colleges. They have been awarded over $155,000 in scholarship money. And 39 are the first in their family to go to college. So it's about pleasure and pain. More pleasure for Mr. Q. The graduating class of 2013 consists of creative, determined, and capable young adults. It has been my pleasure to watch as they grew from curious young sophomores to the individuals you see before you today. Along the way, they have encountered challenges designed to shape and prepare each of them for the obstacles that lie ahead. I wish each of our graduates success and happiness as they take the next step in their development. And some pleasure from Mr. Chan. The seniors are the brightest and most respectful classes that I've taught. Oh, some pain. However, they were the group that procrastinated the most on their junior year science exhibition. True? My personal pain. Our graduation requirements are rigorous, and that includes completion of all exhibitions. I was asked to judge a couple and make it 3 ninth grade exhibitions this week. That would be seniors completing their 9th grade exhibitions that somehow weren't completed at that time. Really? This week? This is the busiest week of school with promotion and graduation, field trips, etc. So I wasn't thrilled about squeezing in one more thing. What a pain. But pleasure was the result. I listened carefully to their presentations, which, by the way, they all passed. But what I enjoyed the most were the conversations that followed. One felt that as a senior, he was feeling much better prepared now to be successful in college with his new skills in literary analysis. The other talked about the importance of following through with assignments in a timely manner. In my mind, those are definite wins and lots of pleasure. And I'm grateful that pleasure continues to ride tandem with the pain. And that's enough for me, except I want to share that I am so grateful to our Benjamin Holt community, the students, the families, and I must mention 3 people. Liz Odell, for her unwavering support of whatever needed to be done. Jeff Almquist, who I have great confidence in his continuation at Holt and what he can do for the school. And Connie Barretto, who kept us all together, just every day, day by day, doing all the things that needed to be done. And the entire incredible staff. You are a remarkable team that I consider a family. Thank you. And now, who better to share their experiences than the students themselves? Please welcome Jordan Choiger.
Thank you, Ms. Salvetti. When I first came to Ben Holt, I was a very shy 8th grader who had no friends, no one to talk to, and no one to establish a personal relationship with. At that time, I never thought I would have been one of the few students to deliver a promotion speech for my 8th grade class. But I did. And here I am today, standing before you now, delivering a graduation speech on behalf of the same class I have had the pleasure of spending the last 5 years with. Here we all stand, college-bound and ready to embark on our new journey into the world of obtaining a higher education and achieving academic excellence. We would all not be here today if it were not for the instruction, the guidance, the hard work, the tireless spirits, the mentorship, the devotion, and the blood, sweat, and tears of Holt's exceptional body of teachers and educators. I am incredibly grateful and honored to have been educated and taught by some of the best teachers I've ever had throughout my years as a student at Holt and as a student overall throughout my education. Within my first year at Holt, I was able to overcome my shyness, gain a confidence, and branch completely out of my shell. All of this would not have been possible if it were not for the teaching, the advisement, and the care of my former 8th grade teacher, Ms. Megan Tully. The 8th grade was a grade I will never forget. A lot of things happened within the 2008-2009 academic school year, including my transition to a new school, gaining new friends and relationships, and on a personal note, seeing my mom experience a grand mal seizure. As you can imagine, it was a traumatic experience for me that still remains a fresh memory. I remember not wanting to come to the school to the next day, but instead wanting to stay at the hospital, where I could see my mom and remain by her side. My family did not think it would be good for me to stay at the hospital, and my father thought that I needed to go to school in order to keep my mind off my mom's seizure. So I went to school the next day with a need for telling someone about all that occurred. The one person that I told that I knew would be there for me, that I knew would listen, and that I knew I could vent my emotions out to was Miss Tully. Miss Tully was not only there for me, but because I knew at the time that I was and still am a spiritual person, I asked her to pray for my mom's health. Miss Tully gave me the comfort that I needed and told me that she would pray for my mom and that everything was going to be okay. Within a few weeks' time, my mom was out of the hospital and was able to make a gradual recovery. From my experience, I knew that Miss Tully was there for me despite all the events that transpired. This is what Aspire has been to me ever since, a place where there are not only great teachers who care about you academically, but care about your well-being and are willing to help you in your time of need. Aspire is a place where the classroom is not just a classroom, strictly serving the purpose of education, but serving a purpose of so much more. That is, providing students with the advice and support they need in order to feel better and remain positive. Aspire has one primary aim, to make college the expectation, not the exception. Throughout my years at Ben Holt, I have internalized Aspire's aim as my own, by working diligently to earn a higher education and understanding that a world without education is meaningless and insignificant. I have held myself to high expectations of graduating from high school, I'm here now, going to and graduating from college and becoming a person who makes a difference in society. Education allows for so many things and avenues to become obtainable, and we are the future generation that can make this possible. With the right tools, ambition, and drive, I believe that the future is bright, that we will become major contributors to society, and that we have a lot of work ahead of us. John F. Kennedy said it perfectly, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Time is of the essence, and education, combined with individual determination, will prove to be what we are all capable of. Together, we will all strive to achieve our personal and absolute best. I am fortunate to be in the company of my classmates, who I believe will strive to achieve their personal and absolute best, and will in time become thought-provoking individuals who will go off to inspire our nation and our world. I say this confidently because I know that Aspire and the future institutions that we will be attending in the fall will have prepared us for what we have to look forward to, victory. Ultimately, Aspire has given my classmates and me the inspiration to know that college is for certain, no matter who or what stands against us. This graduation speech is a huge thank you to all parents, teachers, and Ben Holt staff and administration who have been a part of our journey, academic and personal, to accomplishing a tertiary education. We have had a good run, but the race is not over. Our expectations are to move forward into our future vocations and to become those who give back to our country, our world, and to our fellow people. I wish us all good fortune in our greater future endeavors, and I say thank you to the entire Aspire community for being a prevailing force, working towards their profound vision of making sure that every student is prepared to earn a college degree, and that college is not a dream, but a reality. But for now, as some of you know the phrase YOLO, you only live once, let us enjoy this moment and have the time of our lives. Thank you. Please join me in welcoming the next student speaker, Nicole Segura.
Okay, so I just want to start this off by saying if I start crying, I'm very sorry. So today is the first day of the rest of our lives. Okay, so this morning as I put on my cap and gown, it all hit me. Today is a day we've been anxiously waiting for years, and it's finally here. There's a sense of extreme excitement, relief, and unease because of what the future might hold. I'm sorry. Graduation is such a memorable and amazing part of our lives. And none of this would be possible without the support
and encouragement of the teachers, faculty, our parents, and all of our families, so please give them a round of applause. Thank you so much for aiding us all to accomplishment and success. Now, everyone has their own perception of what success is, and the definition of success is always changing.